Hi everyone, it's me, Dawn. A lot of you have been inquiring as to what I'm doing as far as the CBD business. And I'm going to give you a little bit of background, and then I'm going to show you a few of the products. And I will come on, periodically and just put videos out that will explain the products to you, so you'll have a better idea of what will help you. Okay, I manifest this business because I've been meditating in the mornings and at night for about a year now, and it has really put me in a peaceful, calming place. And during meditation, I do, talk to God, our Creator, and I manifest things that I want. And back in October, I was meditating and I thought about the CBD. Now, I've been a long time, person that did a lot of herbs and did a lot of research on herbs. And when my brother passed away, which you guys know, the doctor gave him 3 months to live after his colon surgery. Poetic Anthony Berkeley. And we went on a all-out herb regimen. From the moment he got out of surgery, they cut out half of his colon. From that moment on, we went on a herbal regimen. He did herbal baths. He took herbal supplements. He ate a clean diet, no meat, no milk, no eggs, dairy, nothing. Fruits and vegetables, beans, things like that he ate. So instead of dying after the 3 months that the doctor gave him, he lived for 2.5 years. And the two years that he lived following the surgery, he didn't take chemo. He refused. So from that point on, I knew that herbs matter. Herbs are medicine. It's food. It's something that the Creator gave us, found in nature, that we need to really look into, because it is worth your health. It's worth your peace of mind to know that what you're putting in your body is going to help you. So during my meditation is when I asked, how can I get into this, this new CBD business? You guys know, my friends, they know that I have never smoked a cigarette or never had any weed. So for me, I needed to know how to do it without, the high and all of that. And I know that the medicinal part of the cannabis plant is, it's good without the high. I didn't want the high. So I wanted to know how I was going to do it. And when you ask for something from the universe, you don't tell the universe how it's going to happen. You just let it happen. You ask, you shall receive. That's what's in the Bible. So I asked and I left it. So around, I would say November, my girlfriend Tempe Jackson, my business partner now, she approached me and asked me if I would come with her to a meeting at her girlfriend's house, another girlfriend that I didn't know. So I went to the meeting and I sat down, and she started a video. So I didn't know what I was going to. She just invited me. She's my friend. I went, so I didn't know what it was all about. So I sat down and the video started, and it was about CBD. So I kept my composure. I just said, wait, okay, in my head, is is this the message? Is this the avenue that you're sending to me? And everything I heard in that video was confirmation for me. I said, okay, I have all the information now. The video that my girlfriend showed me explains CBD, what it does for your body, what it does for you, arthritis, inflammation, sprains, ADHD, depression, plantar fasciitis. It tackles everything. So when I got all the information, the only thing left for me to do was to try the product. So that day I said to my girlfriend, I said, okay, I said, I will buy from both of you. I went on my girlfriend's website and purchased Intense Release Rub from her, and her girlfriend Shadida Richards, she had products on hand also. So I purchased a PDQ from her, which is, it's called Pretty Darn Quick, but the acronym is the PDQ. So I purchased both. I had to wait for the Intense Release Rub to come, but I had the PDQ. So I came home and, you know, I looked up all the information. I went digging deep into what is CBD again, and they sent me a whole lot of videos that I was able to absorb. They're easy to watch, easy to listen to, with a nice clear message. I saw the video about Dr. Oz, and with Sanjay Gupta, I think his name is. He's a doctor, and he was on Dr. Oz talking about the benefits of CBD. So, you know, I knew that everything was coming to me in the right avenue. So I just had to do my end, which is to try the products. And that's why I purchased from both of them. So when my Intense Release Rub came in the mail, let me show you what it looks like. I think I have one here. When my Intense Release Rub came in the mail, it's this jar right here. Now, this jar seems small, but I always heard big things come in small packages. And believe me when I tell you, this is a powerhouse, okay? This Intense Release Rub. When that came, my father, I had bought him CBD products from another store, an all-natural store, months prior, and gave it to him, and it didn't work. He used a whole jar. The jar was expensive, more than my jar. It was expensive, and you know, he said it really didn't do anything. It relieved some of his scar tissue that he was complaining about. It relieved some of it, but it didn't take, you know, the discomfort away. So when my jar came, instead of me using it, because I didn't have any pain at the time, I gave it to my dad. I said, Dad, take this and try this and tell me how it works. So he tried it the first night, and by that morning, he said to my mother, he was like, hey, you know, this stuff really works. So he told me, he came and he told me, he's like, you know, that stuff you gave me, you know, it worked. And I said, okay. I said, well, keep using it, you know, and because of the scar tissue, he had open heart surgery about 4 years ago, and nothing seemed to help with the deep itching and the discomfort that he was having. So I said, just, you know, let me know, keep on using it, let's see. Well, he didn't even have to use the whole jar. By the time he used it, and he just needed to use a little bit. This is what it looks like inside, okay? As you can see, my jar is being used, and I've had this jar for maybe a month and a half now. I do scoop out of it, and sometimes when my friends come around and they have pain, I scoop a little bit out and rub it on them wherever the pain is. So he didn't have to use a whole lot. He said he used it on the scar tissue. He used it for maybe 4 days, and he didn't have to use it anymore. The whole thing, I guess the inflammation of it all and him irritating it by scratching it had calmed down, and it healed to the point where he wasn't itching. So that was a blessing. So I continued to introduce the products to friends, and my dad unfortunately passed away January 7th this year, 2020. And my one thing was that he didn't have, you know, the discomfort of the scar tissue. That was one less thing he had to worry about. So during his sickness, when he got sick, my girlfriends, Tempe Jackson and Benita Horn, 2 nurses, were rotating, coming, you know, to help me with Dad. Remember, I still had the daycare. I have kids Monday through Friday, and they came over periodically and helped me with my dad. So my girlfriend Benita, she was there, and she was turning her neck kind of funny, kind of like that, you know, just the whole body was going when she was turning. So I said, Benita, I said, what's happening? She says, well, my neck is a little stiff. You know, I've been having, you know, problems with her neck, she said, and it's been hurting. Instinctively, I went and got the jar that my dad didn't finish, of course. I took some out and rubbed it on her neck. We were so focused on my dad that I didn't think anything of it. So I put it on her neck, and she, you know, she went home that night, and I hadn't spoken to her, you know, until a little later on. So in the meantime, I fell New Year's Eve down the steps and broke my toe, but I didn't know it was broken. I thought it was badly bruised. I took the PDQ and the intense release rub. I don't have a PDQ here. It goes really fast. Every time I get the PDQ, somebody comes, they buy it, it's gone. Then I have to buy more or send them on my site, but it's very hard to keep the PDQ. So I sprayed the PDQ on my toe, and I rubbed the intense release rub on my toe, and elevated my feet, put ice on it right away. It was 5:30 in the morning. I walked down the steps, missed the last step, went back on my foot, my big toe jammed back, and I didn't know what to do. Just grabbed the cream, put it on, elevate my feet, put ice on, and I went back to sleep. There was no staying up with all of that going on. So I went back to sleep. When I woke up, I took off the ice, and I looked at it, and it wasn't swollen. So I was like, okay, good, okay. It was still uncomfortable. I didn't try to move my toe. I just said, okay, let me just go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor, and my mom went with me, and we were in the waiting room. I had my UGG boots on. I walked around, I drove to the doctor, by the way. Went around, you know, filling out the forms, whatever we needed to do. We went to urgent care, and when the doctor called us in, I walked in, had on my UGG boots, walked in, and I told him what happened, and he said, let's take an x-ray. And I said, okay, fine. Took off my UGG boots, put my leg up. They did all the pictures and whatnot. So he left. And I guess after he saw the x-ray, he came back in and he said, okay, you broke your toe. I said, stop playing. I didn't break my toe. He said, yes, you did. You broke your toe. I said, oh, wow. He says, and you're going to have to stay off of it. It's nothing he could do but wrap the 2 toes together, the big toe and the toe next to it. Wrap it together, and you know, let it heal. So I said to him, but I'm supposed to go out for New Year's Eve. You know, I got somewhere to go. He said, you're not going anywhere. He said, if you keep your feet down and you continue to walk on it, it's going to swell up and you're going to have a bigger problem. I said, okay. He took the bandage, he wrapped the two toes together. I couldn't put on my UGG boots. He gave me one of those boots to wear home. And I came home. That was on a Sunday morning. Monday I took off of work with the daycare. I didn't have the kids. All I did when I got home was take his bandage off that he bandaged really, really tight. I took it off and I put the PDQ and the Intense Relief Rub, rubbed it on my toe, and then wrapped it up not as tight. Elevated my feet, and from Sunday when I left the doctor, all day Monday I stayed in bed. Tuesday was New Year's Eve. I didn't have kids anyway because it was New Year's Eve. So Tuesday was New Year's Eve, and by Tuesday night I was like, Tempe, I'm good, let's go. So I put on my UGG boots Tuesday. I was walking around fine. I wasn't limping. The pain was gone. It didn't swell up. I made sure I round the clock put the PDQ and the Intense Release Rub on, and she picked me up. We were off. So that night when we got to the New Year's Eve party at her niece's house, no pain. I was dancing. I moved around. No one knew that I had a broken toe. And that was the amazing thing for me. That the fact that I was able to dance, to move around, to put on my UGG boots and no pain was the deal breaker for me. So at that point I called Tempe after we got home, and the next day, no problem, no swelling, no nothing. That day I called her and I said, you know what? I'm in. And she's like, oh, you're coming in? I was like, I'm coming in. I said, because if I'm gonna buy it to have it on hand, I might as well be in the business, get it wholesale. I could sell this to my friends and family. I have testimony on top of testimony from friends, family members, and even acquaintances. I said I could do this because it works. And when you find something that works, you want to tell everybody. You want to tell your friends, I have taken, you know, my products and just rub it on people, and, you know, how do you feel? And, you know, that's how I got most of my business partners, which is my mom, my brothers, my girlfriends, my cousin. They've all come in because they tried the product. With whatever was going on with them or a family member. I'm in the age group now. You probably won't even know how old I am, but I'm in the age group right now where our parents are getting older and they're going into their mid 70s and 80s. And if you can give anything to them to relieve their pain, I'm sure you would. Because I'm doing everything I can now to help my friends' parents, myself, and my friends. And anyone that comes on board, you won't be disappointed. This is a product that I will put my name on and put myself out there to tell you it works. Okay, so periodically I'm going to come on, I'm going to give you more information, I'm going to tell you about more products, and you know, just look for me because I'm going to post and I'm going to let you know what I have. Okay, so that is my testimony today about the PDQ and the Intense Release Rub, both products that were amazing on scar tissue, my dad's scar tissue that he had, my broken toe, and I'll give you more testimony from other family members later on. And my girlfriend in her neck, don't forget that, Benita, and her neck, that this product worked for her. Okay, this is OXZGEN Intense Release Rub, and the PDQ that I'll show you on my next video. Okay, thanks for listening and be blessed.